if you don't have that stardom, I had the stardom, but like I said, it didn't stay. It didn't continue. And part of that was I didn't, you have to really throw a lot of money, a lot of time and energy at the machine. And I just didn't. I decided to sacrifice that more for family than I did for the business. So yeah, I mean, there's a little give and take on that because I think part of that is what helped perpetuate the divorce after 20 years of marriage, because I wasn't making the money, I wasn't getting the parts, I wasn't Christopher Atkins as that person anymore. And sometimes those things happen. But would I trade it? No. I got two great kids.
What do you think of the business? Like, where is the business today? Like I mentioned, your reality TV show, everyone's on TikTok and Instagram and, look at reality TV. I mean, you could argue, I don't even think it's arguable. The Kardashians are probably the most famous family in the entire world, other than maybe the royal family. Like, where do you think this business is today?
I have no freaking clue. I have no clue. I got a fire stick and I want to watch the football game. I can't find the football game because everything is an app, and then you got to pay for that app. But wait a second, this app has these things, and then who free pin whatever, all these different is CBS, NBC. No, what happened to free TV? Where'd it go? What happened to it? So
You're like, I
it's
just want to turn the TV
I
on and watch one thing, right?
I just want to watch. I mean, how many different freaking and 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 it's so true. You have so much. You have no idea. I have no idea what I'm paying for because I need this right now. Oh, well, they charge you every month. I mean, anyway, it's a nightmare. Yeah. So I have no idea. And the business is constantly changing. And I think that if everybody really knew what the business was, they'd all be making that movie. You know what I mean? So aliens are in and ghosts are out, or ghosts are in and aliens are out, or westerns are in and westerns are out. It's this kind of love stories or Marvel, whatever. It's a constant. But I think that's where the independent film market is so vital and so important because they're the ones that are taking all the risks and all the chances with new content and new movies or something that hits and then everybody else follows. Do you see what I mean? So that's why
Yeah.
the independent film market is the lifeblood to the industry, really. And we have to keep supporting that for sure.
Do you think, I mean, we did have, you mentioned a remake of Blue Lagoon. We did have that in 1991. We had the Lifetime movie, which you were in. Like, do you think they would ever remake the Blue Lagoon again?
No, but I'd love to write a movie with Brooke and I, if she would ever say yes, that is a love story between the two of us. Uh, that's a comedy. That's kind of a take on everything in a way. Hard to explain, but I would love to bring Brooke and I together one more time, but make it funny. Just make it off the rail. We're older, we have kids, whatever, and it's just off the rails. Yeah, I think it would be very, very funny.
And would you be, this has nothing to do with Blue Lagoon, just like a modern day romantic comedy, or
A
you would
modern, yeah, a modern day romantic comedy that has a lot of Blue Lagoon innuendos, probably.
like drop a lot of Blue Lagoon Easter eggs?
Yeah, exactly. I think people would love to see us do something. They would. I can't tell you. Every single year, I have 2 to 3 people at least. Before it was a lot. Where, oh, I want you and Brooke. I want you and Brooke. I want you and Brooke. And can we get you and Brooke back into a movie? Constantly. So I think years later, now that we're older, it would be very funny because that was such an iconic, beautiful love story. If we had one that was totally opposite, but in a funny way that turns out beautiful, obviously, in the end, type of thing, I think it would be very funny. I think people would go, "Oh my God, this is really funny."
Well, I mean, I'm going to raise my hand that I would like that to happen. So, I mean, I'll just throw that out there.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it would be great and kind of take a take on ourselves in a way, but at the same time do a romantic because we were good at it. And I think people would love to see it just to see what would happen.
Well, you were just on Brooke's podcast. You've stayed in touch with her. Does she know this? Have you told her this?
No, she has no idea.
Well, maybe when this podcast comes out, she will, and maybe we could set this in motion over here.
Wouldn't that be great? I would love it.
It's almost like you'd be like laughing at like making nods to the Blue Lagoon, almost like you're self-aware of it, but it would be a whole movie. And I think it's a great idea, actually.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think there's definitely a market for it for sure.
I mean, listen, you appeared on Suddenly Susan. Like it's about time you guys work together again.
Yeah, did a feature film and did some. I think it would be fun.
What is there? Because you mentioned like, you still want to do that A-list movie. I'm not saying I think you've been in many A-list movies, but when you said that, like, is there someone you would just love besides Brooke, like to act against? Like, who would you love to just be in a movie with? Is there one or two actors or actresses that you would just love to get a part with?
Oh yeah, well, Channing Tatum, Brad Pitt, uh, George, that gang. That gang is just a really fun, cool gang. I would love to be in a picture with those guys doing something fun.
What do you think? I mean, the biggest misconception of the business is.
The biggest misconception of the business is that it's easy. I mean, it, the hardest part about the business is they love to put you up there, but then as soon as that's over, they're on to the next thing. And you get put up there, and then all of a sudden you're looking for everybody. Where'd everybody go? And it's the same thing. This is what I can't handle about agents really. And I'm kind of happy with the internet because people get in touch with me on their own, but they don't want to work for you. They think you work for them. And that happens constantly. So they don't want to. Some agents, they package, and they can easily put you in a package and get you a role and do things like that. But a lot of agents don't want to work at revitalizing. If I go and I do a movie and it's a hit, I'll have every freaking agent coming after me wanting to be my agent. But if I wanted a CAA agent right now, everybody's going to shut the door on me because they don't want to do the work. It's just the reality of it. Now, with all those agents out there that are saying that, yeah, come give me a call. Let's see what it's like.
I would agree with that. Yes. If you did a movie tomorrow and you were opposite George Clooney, your phone would ring by, hundreds of people. They don't want to do the work. I think
No, they don't.
that's
They want to take the easy road, which is if you're hot, it makes them look good. Oh yeah, I want to be your agent. Let's I can get you in this. I can do this. I can. Well, where were you when I couldn't, but I did this myself. And that's
right.
the other thing. A lot of things that I will get myself. If I'm in an agency, I'll say, look, I'm not paying residuals. That just doesn't make sense to me because when 20 years from now I get a residual check for 20 cents and I have to give you 10, 15, whatever it is, 20% out of a 25 cent, it's just stupid. No. Back in my day, I didn't give residuals. You get from whatever you got me on the picture, and then let me live my life. And because I did the work, I'll do the residuals. Fine, done. But if I get the picture, and you did nothing, and you still want 15% or 20% because I got the picture, no, I'll make the deal